The cleaning part of it. After this, we just have to wait a couple weeks to put on the siloxane, the sealer, right?
Sealer, that's it. You have to let it cure out, let the concrete and the joints dry underneath the stone as well as the joints going through here. And once they're dry, you can apply the sealer.
All right, well, we'll get back to you then. Clean from the acid stuff. There's one last step to it, and what is that?
That is basically to seal it, to protect it from the climate. Here in this area, you have the thawing and freezing cycle throughout the winter, and it's extremely hard on joints and the flagstone itself. So to prevent and make it last longer, we take a sealer, this siloxane, pour it in a pan, and it's extremely simple. Pouring it in there. Then we take just a paint roller, do like this, and then you spread it liberally onto your stone and material. As you can see, it shows kind of milky and white, but you don't have to worry about that. It will dry absolutely neutral.
And how long does it need to dry for if there's a rain or something?
Well, you don't want to do it before rain. You want to make sure you have 1 day of drying. Okay. They suggest, I think, on here 72 hours after you put it on to have it dry. Put it liberally where the joints are, because you definitely want to protect the joints.
I see.
And next to the house.
And that helps.
Helps prevent moisture, especially in the winter, to get into the joints and then expand and freeze and then pop the joints.
All right.
So as you can see, we took a smaller section here, but we're having.
And they just do that over the whole pad, and everything is good, right?
Exactly. You usually, with 1 gallon, you can, for the most part, go about 200 square feet. Okay. So this patio being about 500 square feet, you would need about 2.5 to 3 gallons.
2.5 to 3 gallons.
But this is excellent stuff. It prevents the moisture from going into the joints and also lets the material breathe after you have to put it down.
And how often should they seal?
The best way to test that is every year take a cup full of water, put it anywhere along here, and if it still bubbles up, you know that the sealer is still working good.
All right, let me just zoom in on the sealer. We showed it at the beginning, but here's the siloxane by Prosoco. You may want to check with your local building supply store to find out. Maybe there's a more appropriate one for the stone you are. But this is the one we use and we've had great success with.